As a tinnitus specialist, some of the most common questions I get include, why do I have tinnitus and where is the sound coming from? So let's get into that a little bit. When we think about how many Americans experience tinnitus, we need to think about how they experience it differently. So approximately 50 million Americans hear this humming, ringing, buzzing sound, but only 20 million of them feel like it impacts their daily life. They're bothered by it, they find it intrusive, it can keep them from sleeping, from enjoying activities, while on the other hand, we have 30 million Americans who hear the sound but simply aren't bothered by it. But first, why do we hear the sound to begin with? So tinnitus is a spontaneous neural activity that's being produced in the auditory portion of our brain. What does that mean? That means there's this little signal that's going on, and it's occurring in the auditory or the hearing portion of the brain, and it's the brain's job to interpret that sound. When we think about our hearing altogether, we generally think about our ears as being the most important thing. And while they are a very important tool for hearing, they are what pick up sound. It's our brain that does 60% of the work when we hear. It's our brain that has to determine what the sound is, what does it mean, is it important, and do I need to filter it out, or do I need to let this person hear it? When it comes to tinnitus, most of us probably have the spontaneous neural activity happening, but our filtering system says, hey, that sound is not important and you don't need to listen to it. However, we have 50 million Americans who say, no, I hear that sound. So that filter has had a little bit of a disconnect, right? And it's allowed that sound to come in. And that could be for many reasons. It could have been due to stress, a specific illness or a virus, potentially a change in hearing or hearing loss. All of these things can allow that triggering moment. That filter breaks down and the sound or the stimulus now comes in. But because it's not a true acoustic signal, right? It's not a sound that is truly coming into our ears, we can't use any kind of noise canceling or opposite sound to cancel it out, because it isn't a true acoustic signal. It's a signal that's being produced by the brain, and the brain is what characterizes it as a ringing or a humming. Some people hear crickets, some people even hear music, and it's all to do with what our brain decides that sound means and how important that sound is. So for those 20 million Americans that it really, really impacts, the brain has decided that it is a very negative sound and that they need to be concerned and they need to be aware of it. For the 30 million Americans who aren't bothered by it, the brain simply says, sure, that sounds here, but it doesn't mean anything. And that's the goal of tinnitus treatment currently. We are trying to identify why the sound is bothersome for those people and how we make it go into the other category of non-bothersome. And we are getting really, really good at doing this. We have a lot of different treatment options for different people, depending on their personality, their occupation perhaps, their hearing loss status, any of those things. All of them come together and we have to figure out a personalized treatment plan for each person. That's why there isn't a quick, easy answer, because every person is different and they deserve a personalized approach. So please follow along. I will be posting more videos, including different treatment options for different cases. So if this is interesting to you, please follow and enjoy the journey of tinnitus.